Confirmed, Liverpool is closing its first winter deal. Chelsea is preparing a shocking £130 million for Sandro Tonali. And in Manchester, Ruben Amorim has decided on his main target for £100 million. All of this and more in today's episode. Friends, we start with incredible news for the red side of Merseyside. After an amazing transfer summer, Liverpool continues its grand overhaul, and the first winter deal is practically in the bag. According to the publication Expresso, Liverpool is nearing the completion of the transfer of Brugge's Ecuadorian defender Joel Ordonez. All major contract terms have already been agreed upon. For the 21-year-old centre-back, who has played over 100 matches in Belgium, the Merseysiders will pay approximately €41 million. It is expected that Ordonez will sign a long-term contract with a salary of around $7 million per year. This creates a very interesting situation with Marc Guehi. Previously, Liverpool was actively hunting for the Crystal Palace captain, but the situation has now changed. Guehi has only half a year left on his contract and could become a free agent as early as June. Is he needed by the club now? On one hand, Guehi is immediate reinforcement here and now, an experienced Premier League player. On the other hand, Ordonez is seen as a strategic replacement for Virgil van Dijk, who, despite his greatness, is not getting any younger. Signing Ordonez could mean that Liverpool has decided to wait until summer to pick up Guehi for free, or even move away from him entirely, betting on the young Ecuadorian talent. At this moment, the situation looks like this. Ordonez is the future, while Guehi is a big question mark due to the club's shifting priorities. But a real bombshell is brewing in midfield. According to Team Talk, Liverpool is targeting Eduardo Camavinga from Real Madrid. The Frenchman is seen as the ideal element to complete the midfield overhaul. Despite the fact that Real does not want to part with the player, Liverpool is preparing an offer that could become one of the loudest in European football. Camavinga is exactly the player who will add the necessary flexibility and physical power to Arne Slot's team. My verdict: the purchase of Ordonez is a clear signal that Liverpool is preparing a generational change in defence, gradually readying a replacement for the legendary Van Dijk. If, in addition to Ordonez, they manage to lure Camavinga away from Madrid, it will be the final touch in creating a new super team. While Liverpool is building a super team, London's Chelsea is entering a real tailspin. The new year at Stamford Bridge began with the loud sacking of Enzo Maresca and the appointment of, most likely, Liam Rosenior, who currently leads Strasbourg. But friends, despite the coaching reshuffle, the Blues transfer department does not stop for a single minute. According to Football Insider, Chelsea is considering a real transfer hit. Newcastle's star midfielder Sandro Tonali has appeared in the Londoners' sphere of interest. The London bosses are concerned about the lack of squad depth. While the main trio of Cole Palmer, Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez looks solid, the reserves raise big questions. Constant injuries to Romeo Lavia and the instability of Andre Santos are forcing the club to look for a proven Premier League warrior. Tonali is currently at the peak of his form. This season, the Italian has played 25 matches, in which he has recorded 4 assists and become the real engine of the Magpies' midfield. However, signing Sandro will be incredibly difficult. Newcastle is not inclined to let their leader go and, according to rumours, has set a price tag of £130 million just to scare away buyers. Chelsea is ready to wait until the summer of 2026, but active work on this deal is starting right now. Therefore, Chelsea's interest in Tonali is a logical step to stabilise the centre of the pitch, but the sum of £130 million looks like another piece of madness from Todd Boehly. Sandro is a top player, but Chelsea currently needs a clear coaching system more than another ultra-expensive newcomer. If Liam Rosenior truly takes over the club, he will need not just a star, but a performer who fits his high-pressing style. Tonali fits this description, but the price may become an insurmountable obstacle. From London intrigues, we move to Ruben Amorim's plans. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United has maintained regular contact with the entourage of Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba since last summer. He remains one of the club's main targets for 2026. At the moment, there are no official offers, as Brighton is determined to keep the player at least until summer. It is expected that the price for the Cameroonian could reach £100 million. I think Baleba perfectly fits Amorim's energetic style. It seems United is simply staking their claim in line now to beat the competition in the summer and close the defensive midfield issue for years to come. While Manchester City celebrates new victories, one of its star forwards could change clubs as early as January. Aston Villa has become seriously interested in the Citizens' Egyptian winger Omar Marmoush. According to Team Talk, Unai Emery personally sees Marmoush as the ideal reinforcement for the fight for a Champions League spot. Despite the fact that Omar moved to the Etihad only a year ago for £59 million, this season he is clearly suffering from a lack of regular playing time, having played only 10 matches in the Premier League, mostly coming on as a substitute. Currently, Marmoush is representing Egypt at the African Cup of Nations, where he has already scored 2 goals, but that is not stopping Aston Villa. The Birmingham side is ready to make an official offer for a loan with an option to buy in the coming days. Given that Omar earns around £295,000 per week, Villa hopes that the prospect of stable playing time will convince the player to force Guardiola to let him go. My verdict: the situation with Marmoush is a classic case of a top-level talent ending up in City's golden cage. For Aston Villa, this could be the transfer of the season, as Omar is capable of playing in any position in attack. However, I doubt that Pep Guardiola will let the player go in January, given the heavy schedule and the fact that Villa is currently a direct competitor to the Citizens in the table. Most likely, we will see the resolution of this story closer to the end of the transfer window. Meanwhile, former Manchester City player João Cancelo is determined to leave Al Hilal as early as January. The Portuguese star has finally fallen out with Simone Inzaghi, and Fabrizio Romano confirms that Inter is already in negotiations. Christian Chivu's club wants to loan the defender, offering Francesco Acerbi or Stefan de Vrij in return. The main obstacle is the Portuguese player's annual salary of €15 million, which the Milanese side is not ready to pay in full. Cancelo is still waiting for an offer from Barcelona, but the Nerazzurri are currently acting much faster. Therefore, this is the perfect chance for Cancelo to escape Inzaghi and return to top-flight football. For Inter, this is a luxurious reinforcement for the right flank, while Dumfries is in the treatment room. If the parties agree on a salary split, the deal will happen in the coming days. Real Madrid continues to monitor Ballon d'Or winner Rodri but plans no moves in January. According to Marca, the Royal Club will wait until the summer of 2026. That is when the Manchester City leader will have only 12 months left on his contract. Madrid expects the Spaniard to finally overcome the consequences of his injuries, and the short contract duration will allow them to sign him for a much lower sum or even for free a year later. And this is already a classic Florentino Perez strategy: pressure on the club through the contract term. Rodri is the perfect replacement for Toni Kroos, and if he stays healthy until summer, Real will do everything to bring him back to Spain. Barcelona has become the front-runner in the race for Juventus forward Dusan Vlahovic. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, the club has already held several rounds of negotiations with the Serb's entourage and is ready to pay him €12 million per year. Despite interest from Bayern Munich and AC Milan, the player himself wants Barcelona. This is a clear signal that the era of 37-year-old Robert Lewandowski in Spain is coming to an end, especially against the backdrop of talks about his move to MLS. My verdict: Vlahovic, at 25 years old, is the ideal successor to Robert. If Barcelona can financially manage this deal, they will close the centre-forward position for the next 5 to 7 years. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action, and have a wonderful day.